Hey folks, welcome to the Prepared Homestead. This is Travis. Thank you all for stopping by to watch. Well, it's getting warm. Pretty warm day, but here in the next couple of days, it's going to get really warm. Like triple digit heat heat index, not actual temperature. It'll be in the mid to, low to mid 90s, but very high humidity, and it'll be our first real true taste of summer for the year. And it's getting to that time of the year anyway, so I guess we might as well just suck it up and deal with it, right? Embrace the suck. That's kind of how we have to do with what's going on right now everywhere, is just embrace it and figure out a workaround so that we can survive it, because it's happening. I know that some of you don't want to admit it. Some of you don't want to notice what's going on. You're still in denial. But for the first time in a very long time, we have Russian naval ships just off the coast of the United States. In fact, reports are coming out that yesterday, U.S. Navy had to issue warnings. I don't know if they were through the radio or over a megaphone or through official channels, but issue warnings to Russia's naval ships because they were getting too close to the United States. They were within about 24 miles of the coastline. And now they're in Havana, Cuba. They've been doing some training and drills, and who knows, it's possible that they're delivering weapons, even potentially nuclear weapon systems to Cuba, because Russia has actually hinted about that they might just do that. I know that a lot of people still want to downplay this, but think about this. Over the last couple of years at least, I mean, some of this has been going a little longer, but let's just say the last couple of years, we've had repeated reports in the news that the government, our government, has admitted that China has been trying to cyber attack, infiltrate us through our security systems, internets, food systems, utility systems. They've been waging that type of warfare against us. There's also been lots and lots and lots of people coming across the border that are Chinese, and even some Russians. And it makes you wonder why that's happening. And a few weeks ago, we had Russian ships off the California coast, very closer than they've been in a very long time. And then now we have them off of the Florida coast down in the Caribbean. And, again, there's going to be a lot of people that just downplays it and says it's not a big deal. But this is a big deal, folks. This is certainly something to pay attention to, along with all the other stuff. The Fed has decided to leave the interest rates the same, but has said that or Jerome Powell at least, he was saying today that he just doesn't understand why so many Americans think the economy's so bad, why on paper everything's just great. It's wonderful. I just don't understand why it's so bad. Interesting, though, because the New York Fed just the other day said that there's a 50-50 chance that the economy will completely collapse over the next 12 months. So everything must be great, even though it's close to collapse, apparently. This is the world that we live in, and we need to just accept that that's what's going on. The odds of any one of us being able to effectively change any of this are so tiny. It's probably not even on the not even possible. And I'm including even your vote. So as much as some of you want to argue with me, even your vote is not going to change what's going on. So what do we have to do about it? What are we going to do? Well, we've got to get ready for it. I mean, there's an invasion going on that's been going on for years now. We have an economy that's been purposefully destroyed through inflation and just crazy reckless spending, printing money like it's going out of style. We have an absolute overt purposeful destruction of traditional family values in this nation. We're seeing that front and center this month with all the Pride Month garbage going on. There's a bigger push than ever before for a race war. We're seeing the purposeful destruction and backing down and weak need of the church in America today. Pandemic seems to be around the next corner. We've lived through one already. We've got wars and rumors of wars all around us. And there's a lot of people that still want to believe that nothing's going on. Don't let that be you. You need to be getting ready. Over on my locals today, I made a video, posted it, talking about the importance of communications. That should be on your list. I said over there, that wasn't even the topic, the focus of the video today. But I said, if we get attacked, or if we go into a kinetic full force World War III, or there is a nuclear weapon that's detonated anywhere, there's a very strong likelihood that communications will go down in the United States for various reasons. It could be that everyone jumps on their cell phones all at once and it causes the system to crash. It could be to limit the spread of information that our government shuts it down, or it could be that a foreign government attacks it and shuts it down. So I'd say that there's a very good chance that communications go down. What's your plan for communications? Do you have plans? Do you have radios? Do you have working radios? Do you have radios and you've gone over it with the people in your group, in your team, your tribe, of how to use them? What are your protocols? Are you able to actually make connections? Are you able to send signals through the trees? If they don't work, then you're going to have to do something different. Do you have a way to gather information from the outside? Maybe having some type of scanner or something so that you can hear what's going on. Do you have a plan for communications? Do you have a plan for when infrastructure starts getting hit? Water supplies, that's a big one. They've already done that once before. Just recently, in the last couple of years, there was an attack, a cyber attack on water systems, and Homeland Security and FBI have been warning about that for a while, that infrastructure attacks, terrorist attacks are very likely. What is your plan when you have no water, or when the water that comes out of your faucet is so contaminated you can't drink it? Do you have a plan to get water elsewhere? Do you have a plan to purify the water that you have? What's your plan? Because you're not going to live very long without water. And it's a hot summer. I believe it's going to be a pretty hot one for all of us coming up. So you're going to need a lot more water than even normal. What about food? Do you have a plan for food? Do you have a plan to cook that food? Do you have a plan to preserve that food, to produce more of that food? What about medical? You get injured, you get sick, you get a cut, something happens, you fall, you break your leg. Do you have a plan for that? Do you have a plan that does not include the standard medical systems that exist today in the United States? Do you have a plan when you can't call 911, or when you can't go to an ER, a doctor, or a pharmacy? What is your plan for that? Do you have a plan for when you need outside help, when there's more to be done than you can handle on your own? Do you have a plan for when bad people start doing bad things and they start doing bad things at you? Do you have a plan for that? There's a lot of things we need to be planning for, and I hope that most of you have been doing that for quite a while now. But we're getting down to crunch time, folks. We're getting close to the time that we may actually have to start implementing some of those plans. You need to be going over it. A lot of times we do things and then we go back. We've all done this before. We make plans or we come up with an idea, and then days, weeks, or months later, we go back and we revisit that, and we're like, man, that was a dumb idea, or that's not going to work. I don't know why I didn't think about this. I need to do it this way. You need to go back and revisit things. Go back and look at your supplies. Kind of check things over. What do you need to get? Do you have the right stuff? What have you learned since then that you've realized that you needed something different or something better or something more? These are the things you need to be doing right now. We've got World War III getting ready to happen. And yes, I know many of you think this, and I agree with you, that it's all planned. I believe the Biden administration wants this. I believe that at some point, they're pretty much going to hand us over to the globalist. And whether that is Russia, China, or someone else, that's what they're going to do. That's what they're trying to do. Our currency's about ready to collapse at some point. You look at the stuff that's going on with BRICS. Just in the last week or two, they have really been ramping up. In fact, they said yesterday that their total plan to devalue and to debase the US dollar and put the BRICS in its place is almost come to the end. They've almost completed their plan. There will be, once everyone that's wanting to join BRICS joins, it'll be over a third of all the nations in this world will be part of BRICS. Today, Russia banned the trading of US dollars and euro dollars in their stock market. Things are moving quickly, folks. We may have weeks, we may have months, we may have a year or two left, but I don't think we have a whole long time until things really start unraveling. And so you need to start working on things very seriously. Maybe 2 or 3 years ago, in the heat of the pandemic, you were all fired up and you were doing things to get ready. And maybe now you've slacked off a little bit because over the last year it seemed to kind of cool off for a little. Well, it's heating back up and you need to get yourselves motivated. Get off the couch, embrace the suck, because that's what's going to be happening, and figure out a way to move and push through it. That's how we're going to survive. It's time to get your houses in order and to prepare yourselves mentally, physically, and spiritually. Thanks for watching, and I'll catch you in the next video.